Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another day in our life, full-time RV living homeschooling family. Today I'm going to be bringing you on our journey as to what it's like for us to be a homeschooling family prior to kindergarten. We are starting kindergarten next year, but we are still homeschooling for pre-primer and pre-K and all those kind of things, entry into kindergarten. And today I'm going to bring you along with us on our day that we do out of the RV, homeschooling and doing lots of fun things, and basically just why we decided to homeschool, how we're homeschooling, how it's all going to work. We're bringing you guys along because there's a lot of people asking about homeschooling for the next school year, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what our day's like. So today we're basically going to go through our entire day and show you what we do when we're homeschooling outside of our home, and basically why we chose this lifestyle, why we're homeschooling our kids and not using public school or private school or anything like that. This is our life, why we're homeschooling, and no hate to anybody who doesn't agree with it or who doesn't do it, but this is why we're doing it. So basically, before our day gets started, I do just want to say that we are a homeschooling family. We do not believe in public school or the public education system as of right now. Things are just wild. I'll get into a little bit of that in the future. I do want to say I recognize that homeschooling is not a fit for everyone. I understand that not all parents can homeschool, not all parents are capable of homeschooling. Some parents want to homeschool, they can't. Some parents just don't agree with homeschooling at all. That's totally fine. Sorry for the airplane going ahead. But this is our lifestyle, and if you don't agree with that, that's totally fine. I'm not judging you for not homeschooling your children. You are free to do whatever you want. I believe totally in school choice, so you pick what fits best for your family, and homeschooling 100% is best for ours. So right now the kids are waking up, getting ready for the day. We're probably going to stop and pick up some donuts just to have a fun morning breakfast before we head out and do everything else. We do have to pick up a Target order this morning, but before that I thought I'd go ahead and just kind of introduce you to ourselves, and a lot of people are asking why we're deciding to homeschool, so I wanted to go ahead and touch on that. So one of the things I get asked a lot is about how I know I'm going to be able to homeschool my kids and all kinds of things. And a lot of the times people think that they can't homeschool their kids or they're not qualified to homeschool their kids or anything like that. I was a little bit concerned about that, but I actually have 2 degrees. I went to school first for a degree in technology, so I got my bachelor's degree in technology, and then after that I worked at a public school, and I decided to go back and get my education in special education, which actually certified me through several grades, pre-K through 8th, and so I know that I'm qualified to teach, which is really good. But the great thing is a lot of times when you buy curriculum, you can do different types of curriculum. You can put together your own curriculum. You can buy accredited curriculum online. You can buy workbook curriculums. You can buy totally online, 100% online classes that are full curriculums. So you have a lot of options for that, as well as things like umbrella schools and co-teaching and co-homeschooling and homeschooling groups, all kinds of things. So if you're a little bit concerned about homeschooling your children by yourself, there are lots and lots and lots of different things that you can do to help yourself out as far as that goes. As for myself, I did piece together different types of curriculum that I really enjoyed, and I will have a video that's going to come out on all of that and all the different types of curriculum that we're using as well. So keep an eye out for that. I did a lot of research on different types of things that I wanted to use, and I'm really happy with what we decided to go with. So here's the deal. I get asked all the time, why are we homeschooling our kids? And to be completely 100% honest, I don't trust public school. So our biggest concern right now is that we just don't trust public schools. I worked in public school for a really long time. I was coaching, I was teaching, I was doing technology work. I literally have done tons and tons of aspects of public school, and I don't like what I see. It's not from a teacher perspective. Teachers are great. It's everything outside of that. Administration, government, other kids, other parents. It is just, it's not an environment that I feel comfortable and safe sending my own children to. And like I mentioned before, I know that's not an option for everybody. I know there's a lot of parents out there who don't want to send their kids, and there's a lot of parents out there who 100% believe that that is the best environment for their child. For me, I feel like I'm doing my children a disservice by sending them to public school because of the environment that they would be in. I also don't believe that children of any age, whether they're 3 years old or 18 years old, should be sitting in a classroom for hours and hours and hours and hours a day. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that public school is the best social experience for children. A lot of times I get asked, how are your kids going to be socialized? They're never going to be socialized. Not true at all. Homeschool kids are actually more socialized than public school children. When you think about all the times that you went to school, you're sitting in a classroom of other people, but that's not socializing. Just sitting in a classroom with people, not socializing. Talking to somebody, playing at the playground, all of those things, that's fine. So at like a elementary age, maybe on the bus, at lunch, at recess, that's really about it. They're not socializing a lot. So a lot of times I get thrown that whole, your kids are never gonna be socialized. They're never gonna see other kids. They're never gonna play with other kids. You'll see today that is entirely not true. My kids are way more socialized than any public school child that I've ever met in my life. So I don't think that public school is a good environment for children, and I don't believe that they should be sitting in a classroom learning from a board or from a sheet of paper or from whatever for hours and hours a day. Kids are not meant for that. They're not built for that, and I feel like public school is just making your child like conform to those standards when their brains are still developing, they're still learning, they still want to play. They're not meant to be sitting down doing that type of stuff. I also don't think that they need to be there for that long. When your kids are homeschooled, they might take 2, 3, maybe 4 hours a day to get through all of their curriculum. Not 6 to 8 hours a day and then come home and do more work for hours on end. That's not good for development. That's not good for emotional regulation. That's not good for social regulation. That's not good for just any type of regulation of your body, to just be doing hours and hours and hours of the same thing over and over and over and over again and then come home and do it more. I don't believe that kids should have to bring homework home from school. If you think about your own lifestyle, when you go to a job, regardless of what that job is, now there's some jobs that come home with you, but most of the times when you go to a job, you do your job for 8 hours a day and you come home and you cook dinner and you watch TV and you go to bed and you get up and do it again. Kids are, and especially older children, are going to school for 6 to 8 hours a day, coming home and being expected to do 2 to 3 hours of work for school, and then some of those kids are still holding jobs. So they're coming home doing 3 to 4 hours more of work, and then they're going to a job. They're hosting at a restaurant, or they're waiting tables, or they're stocking shelves at Walmart, or whatever they're doing, and they're doing more hours of stuff. And we're expecting these children to do so much stuff when we as an adult are not doing that much. And yeah, we went through that system too as a kid, but if you look back at it, it was not fun. It was not fun. I did not enjoy, basically probably like 4th grade forward, I had no interest in public school at that point. And I don't feel that I feel like I could have done a lot more with my life and a lot more as a person had I not gone to public school, had I had more time to experience the things that I liked and learn the way that I wanted to learn and did the things that I wanted to do. And that's not a possibility in public school. If your child doesn't match the cookie cutter method of learning, they seep between the systems, they fall between the cracks. And that's not what I want for my kids, because I know my kids are not cookie cutter learners. They are not going to meet the standard of this is how you have to sit down and do math. This is how you have to do that. They're not going to learn in the same way. My kids are hands-on learners. They want to experience real life situations. My kids are not going to learn that way. That's not how this goes. So I got a lot of curriculum that's hands-on, real life experiences, and I believe that's how learning should be done. I don't think that they should be sitting in a classroom for hours and hours on end learning things that just aren't going to be useful in the long run to them. So like I said, I know that's not how a lot of people feel. I know a lot of people feel that public school is the best environment for their kid, and that's fine if that's how you feel, but I see a lot more for my children than that, and that's what I'm going to give them. So here's a day in our life as to how we homeschool, why we're homeschooling, and how it's done. I'm going to give you guys a prime example this morning of something that Kaylee did that was kind of somewhat educational, that a lot of parents probably would not agree with. What'd you do this morning? What'd you put on? Close your eyes. She saw my makeup and she wanted to try it. She was able to tell me different colors and where things go and things like that. And so it was experimental. She thought it was fun. It's not doing any harm.
And I look pretty.
You look so pretty. But you know what? You look beautiful without makeup too. So you don't need to wear it. But it's fun to wear, isn't it? Yeah, and you had fun doing it. So she learned about some different makeup things and she picked out her colors.
I didn't use the toy ones. I used the real ones.
You used the real ones, didn't you? So that's one of those things. It's like, it's just something that you can use to educate her. She found an interest in it. You know, maybe someday she's gonna be a makeup artist and she'll remember that time. Hey Mom, you remember when I was 4 and you let me put on eyeshadow and it was really fun? And you never know the things that will impact your child's life. So we let her play with some makeup this morning. So we are getting in the car. I've got 2 of them. The third one, she always causes a problem trying to get in the car. She never ever wants to get into the car. Anyway, we're gonna go drop off some trash and then we are headed out to Target. We're gonna pick up a Target order that just has some sausage and stuff in it because I'm gonna come back and throw it in the crock pot real quick for dinner before we actually head out. And we're gonna pick up some donuts. Not the greatest thing for breakfast, but it does make them excited and get them moving. I'm gonna get some coffee and caffeine for Mom, and then we're gonna head out to a new indoor play area that just opened. It's a little bit of a hike for us to get to it, but we're gonna go, and they've been there once before. They really liked it, so we're gonna go there, try to play there all day, do our homeschooling there, and then they have gymnastics after that. So should be a long, fun-filled day. All right, we're here at Target waiting. We got our donuts and I got myself this tomato pesto, basil something. I don't know. That tomato pesto grilled cheese. That one. So anyway, that's what we got. So we're back at home. I'm just gonna throw these guys in there like that. Gonna leave them on top like this because when I leave them sitting on top exposed, they kind of get crispy on the top, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna do that. It's just sausage, onions, peppers, and some tomato sauce. Turns out really well. You can either chop these up and like dice them or whatever, mix them in, or like coin them into little circles and mix them in and have it with pasta, which I have mine with pasta, but Danny likes to eat his on the roll. So there's that. Okay everyone, I am getting ready to put a grocery order in on my phone for Walmart. I am watching The Circle. We're home. Kids are kind of in bed, not really sleeping, but in bed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they're gonna go to sleep soon. But that's gonna be it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!